Welcome everyone to a New York City Christmas. Today we are going to walk around Lower Manhattan to see all the beautiful decorations. Join me, I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from. We're starting right now at the South Street Seaport, surrounded by the skyscrapers. We have this area in Lower Manhattan that is actually surprisingly very low rise. Right down there is the Brooklyn Bridge in the distance. And this is a very beautiful historic area in New York City that is very well preserved, dating all the way back to the 1790s. There is some Christmas decorations here, which I'll show you. Hello Irene, hello George, hello Matt, welcome. And this used to be the site of the Fulton Fish Market right over here. But now it's like a movie theater, a shopping mall, art gallery, various other things. Hello Wilmy. Hello Helen. Nice to see you here. So aside from downtown Manhattan, there's actually a lot of, from Midtown Manhattan, around Madison Square, there's a lot of stuff around here. So let me show you around. Let me know if you have any questions about New York City, but let's take a quick little shortcut over here. One of my favorite little secrets here in the South Street Seaport, which is a place called Cannon's Walk. So through this door right over here, you can go back in time to the 1790s. It's called Cannon's Walk. And it's located at 206 Front Street. And the reason this is called Front Street is because this used to be the very waterfront of the South Street Seaport. It was built by John Cannon as a wharf. He was a Staten Island native, and then they filled it in and then extended the shoreline of downtown Manhattan. This was expanded into a store by the Howell family, and they used to sell sugar, other art supplies, and other things. Let's go walk inside. Hey, Wendy. Hello, Ron. Hello, Bella. So walking here is like walking back in time. There's some. This is part of Big Gay Ice Cream right over here, the ice cream shop. And it says, this tiny court enclosed by the 19th-20th century marks the location of John Cannon's wharf. Born of Huguenot parents on Staten Island in 1670, filled the land of Water Street by 1721, and his dock remained one of the most active northern range of Manhattan wharfs through the second half of the century. Then this was landfilled. There's a lot of scaffolding here, so it's kind of can't see it to its full effect. A little bench here. And here's a print shop. Now this print shop has been running for hundreds of years. It used to print the manifests for many of the cargo ships coming in and out throughout the 1800s. New York City was one of the busiest ports in the entire American history. Looks like Boston or Dublin, says Dwayne. Yeah, it kind of does, yeah. And this is a hotel. Oh. Huh. What the? Wow, that's so cool. That is awesome. So one hard thing about New York City is finding clean, good bathrooms. And I thought this was like part of a hotel, but no, this is literally just bathrooms in this alleyway, publicly available, and they all look very clean. And cool wallpaper too. That's awesome. So pro tip, ladies and gentlemen, public bathroom hidden in this little alleyway. Hopefully, keep it a secret, please. Shh. Bella says, oh yes, that's one clean bathroom, oh yes. New York City has alleyways? Not Manhattan, barely. Popular belief. Here is our first Christmas decoration, the Christmas tree, here at South Street Seaport, right by Water Street. Irene asks, are those public bathrooms? They are indeed, nicely hidden. I had no clue. I actually ended up going to a coffee shop because I had to go to the bathroom. I had to buy something because I couldn't just sneak into the bathroom. And now I realize I didn't need to buy a pastry. I could have just gone into this public bathroom. Beautiful tree. Yeah, beautiful tree. Very beautiful tree that they have here. Nicely decorated. This is a gorgeous tree. I love how they decorated it. I love the gigantic ornaments on them. Let's check them out. A little kind of a seating area so people can sit down and relax. Selfie tip right here.
All right, call me.
I like the shape of this tree. It's nice and full, says Bella. Yeah, unlike the Rockefeller Center tree from last year, which was very kind of, it looked a little bit depressed. It looks chilly, says Skoshi. It is indeed chilly. Yeah, it's about 40-something degrees Fahrenheit. 'Tis the season at the Seaport, ladies and gentlemen. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Dwayne says, still looks like Boston. Indeed. Maybe we should grab some Dunkin' Donuts here in Boston. Be all wicked smart. Here's the South Street Seaport Museum. South Street Seaport Museum is actually split up into various sections. There's the main museum, which is right around here in the corner. And then you can go on the lightship Ambrose. You can see the various ships, but you can also see the print shop, which I just pointed out here. I think it's closed today. It's open some days. Wendy says, hot chocolate, please. Hot chocolate, there is a hot chocolate place nearby. A little Brazilian cafe. So this is the other side of the alleyway. And I think this section might be open. Yeah, it is. Yeah, this section is open. No, I don't think it is open. No. No, it's not. It used to be open. Is it? Maybe it is. Cool postcards. Oh, that is an awesome postcard. Wow. Are we seaside? Too cold for a paddle, says Susie. We are indeed close to the seaside. Yeah, I'll show you the sea. Well, the East River, or Riverside. Here's a monument to the people who lost their lives in the Titanic disaster of 1912. It's not a real lighthouse, never was. This is meant to look like one. And here's a menorah to all the Jewish viewers out there. This way, if you continue directly across Fulton Street, you'll reach One World Trade Center. And let's go towards the waterfront to check out another landmark, Christmas tree, which is the one at Wall Street. Maliki says, are you excited for Christmas? Yeah, I really like this season. It's nice. In my opinion, aside from summer, this is my number one recommendation for New York travel. Second is Christmas. If you're already visited New York City a few times this summer, then next time come back in Christmas. New York City in Christmas is, I think, one of the best cities to visit during Christmas. Scotch and Soda, one of my favorite stores. Yeah, me too. How has Ireland influenced the architecture of New York? Oh, Dwayne, that's a great question. I don't think it has too much. Though some of the more famous architects in the late 1800s, some of them were Irish. I don't know if they were influenced by Irish architecture, because Ireland really did not have its own architecture per se. Well, of course, every country has some type of architecture, but the architecture was mostly the thatched roofs in the countryside homes, which was never implemented here in New York, of course, because we really don't need it. And beyond that, the Irish cities had more architecture resembling either medieval or Georgian era architecture coming from the English. So yeah, I don't think there was that many influences. But do let me know. There might be some influence. There was the guy who designed the White House. It's probably one of the few examples I think you can think of. Susie says, I never come here in the summer. Oh no. This is one of my favorite areas, says Kay. Oh, I'm so glad. Hey, and McNally Jackson, great bookstore. I'll show you a peek from the outside. Great bookstore. Highly recommend coming here. It's pretty small. You can see it pretty quickly. Great bookstore. Highly recommend, but they have a cafe, which is kind of cool, actually. Didn't know that they had a cafe. Ooh, beautiful. Oh wow, this is a real cafe. Wow.
So kind of like I kind of like this like
Laureen, happy birthday to your husband, Garrett. I'm not sure if he watches the show too, but thank you so much for tuning in. Happy birthday to your husband, Garrett. Everyone, say happy birthday to Garrett, who's Laureen's husband. Too many people in there. But really cool cafe. That looks like a really awesome cafe. cafes are really quiet, so that's why I don't offer them feature them too much inside. It's not like European cafes where people are actually talking. Here, cafes, everyone's working. It's no fun to make videos inside. All right, let's cross the street. So this is the Franklin Delano Roosevelt Drive. This is strange. Buy the book says, I love bookstores. Almost look like you do. Marianne says, I love the interior. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous interior. Where's there going to be snow for you? I'm waiting. Anne says purple. Yep, the FDR is painted purple. In this section at least. I think the other sections are a bit more of the classic dark green. How do people in apartments nearby deal with train noise, says Dwayne? That's a great question, Dwayne. Apartments, especially the newer ones, are built in a way where you won't hear the noise from the outside. It's insulated from the sound that you hear from outside. So there's sound insulation. The windows also are pretty sealed tight, so you won't hear sound seep through. I experienced this when I stayed in a hotel last year in January. Check out the Inside Nomad. Stayed at the Inside Nomad, and I barely heard a thing at night. I even had the window a little bit slightly ajar and barely heard a peep. Now, granted, the closer you are to the train, the harder it is going to be to avoid any sound. But I think the higher up you go, the less you'll hear it because you're a little bit farther away, also via height. Oh, Momofuku has opened here. I think they were here last time I visited. Mr. Dips has a surprisingly good burger. Ah, cool. I never heard of Mr. Dips. So, Anthony is recommending Mr. Dips. Maybe I'll come back here and feature it. I'm about to attend a brunch later today, so I can't get too full, but thank you so much for the recommendation. Maybe I'll come back and try Mr. Dips burgers. Anthony Bourdain talked about the restaurant. Really, Dwayne? Where is it from? There's another restaurant. It's full. Lots of people here. Looks cozy. Momofuku's owner met with Bourdain on his show many times. Yes, David Chang. Yeah, Anthony Bourdain did talk a lot about David Chang. Wendy says, take us to brunch with you, please. In a way, you'll be seeing it. It's going to be in the TikTok video. So yeah, you'll be seeing some of this brunch later today in the TikTok video that'll be posted later. Uh-oh, someone's on the run. They stole a coffee. Look at these views. Hey, Shrek and Friend says, what's on your list for Christmas this year? I actually have a public wish list on Amazon, which are books and gear and stuff that could be of use for the show. And you can feel free to add anything from Amazon to that wish list, and you can send it to me, which is awesome. For example, Susie sent me a beautiful scarf. Mater has sent me many, many books, especially about New Orleans, which I will use at some point in the history of Urbanist. And many other people have sent me wonderful things. So thank you so much for sending me those books. George is another one who sent me many books. Kay, many others. So yeah, put exclamation point wish list on YT, it'll pop up the link. If you are an FB, if Kay, you can put the link down, that would be so appreciative. And there you can feel free to add anything that's on Amazon. I'm happy to receive anything, but the things I have listed are the things that will be perfect for the show. What size outer coat do you wear? I'm wearing a European size, which is a bit smaller. I can check. Janice says, I keep losing connection. Oh no, Faith has joined Patreon. Faith, I'm glad you have so much faith in this show. Thank you so much for joining Patreon. You the best, Faith. Is Facebook working? Yeah, everything's working today. I'm not sure why people are saying on Facebook YT is working and people on YT are saying Facebook is not working. I'm not sure. But yeah, everything's working. All right, if you guys want to see my jacket size, I will investigate right now. Let me tell you, at this very moment. I don't know off the top of my head. I usually wear US is XL, and European clothing it's double XL. Because Europe, you know, European people are tiny. They don't have model figures like myself. So I gotta put my mic. FB is working. Oh, cool. That's awesome. What size am I? I am European 54 and UK 44. Let me know what's the US. I think US will be 44. Probably not. It might not be 44. But it says UK 44 and European 54. So let me know what's the US of that. 54 European, 44 UK. I'm not so well versed in suits, so. Ariel still has an hourglass figure. Indeed I do, you know, it's not like those Europeans that are tiny. I can only imagine shopping in Japan. Probably nothing will fit me in Japan or South Korea. All right, let me get bundled up again. 44 chest. Yeah, 44 chest. 44 chest. Thank you, everyone. 44 US chest. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. I am in Cornwall, England, and not that tiny. 6 feet 6. It says Bob. I'm exaggerating, of course, but for some reason, European sizes are pretty small. So I feel bad for tall Europeans like yourself, Bob. You must be that must be a little bit of a challenge in England. England not so bad, but I notice other parts of Europe it's a bit harder to shop. Alex's great coat. Thank you so much, Alex. Wow, look how beautiful the leaves look down there. Wow, gorgeous. Oh, there's the ferry. That is Brooklyn Bridge Park, where we're seeing all those trees. And right behind it, we have Brooklyn Heights, which we visited about 2 weeks ago. Susie said, separation. Plum says, houndstooth never looks so good, Ariel. Oh, thank you so much. I love houndstooth patterns. This is kind of the coolest pattern. Oh, look, beautiful views. It's still interesting to see how this area of New York City is still also pretty low rise. Goes to show that there's still a lot of more of Manhattan to densify. You can add even more buildings if you wanted to. All right, let's go back. Hey, Scott says, I used to have a long vintage houndstooth car coat, and I would walk around in Midtown all the time when going to work. Oh, so cool. Rebel says, I would like some Warhammer-looking Gothic buildings. Yeah, that would be a really awesome aesthetic. And that's happening. Some of the condos, I'll point out one as we're walking, are being built in the Gothic style, neo-Gothic. But here we have, for example, here we have like, what is it called? Neo-futurism, I think is the name of this type of architectural style. It's very nice. I like it. It is a bit industrial looking. I wish we had buildings that felt a little bit more monumental, like cathedral-like buildings. Libraries, you know, those type of architecture from old Europe. I would love that we would bring that back. And as I mentioned many times, I would love to see either Art Deco revival or Neo Art Deco, kind of changing it up and bringing it to the modern day. Ladies and gentlemen, do not stare into the sun. I order a Columbia winter jacket, says Rebel, in blue for blizzard-like conditions. I'm in New York City. And it's kind of occurring to me, it's the wrong look. For blizzard, you got to do what is most practical when it comes to heavy snowfall. Don't worry too much about styling in blizzard-like conditions. But, you know, in New York, you never know how much blizzards you'll get, or it could be none. There's been years where it barely has snowed. Lots of people taking selfies. Bella says exactly. My problem is size 16 feet, says Bob. Oh no, Bob. Yeah, it's tough. I have size 12, and it is sometimes well, it's not. Luckily, size 12 is usually the norm, but when it comes to older shoes, kind of older traditional shoes, they rarely have size 12, which is a bit annoying. All right, let's head over across the waterfront over to Wall Street for a final stop. Jessica says, my mom is size 12 in shoes, probably size 12 women. Women and men's shoe sizes run different in the US. I'm not sure if that's the case in Europe. Hey, someone left a super chat. Ludo, good to catch you live. Oh, Leanne, hey Leanne. Good to catch you live too. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leanne says, what's the crack? Unfortunately, I tried some crack here in New York and it didn't turn out too well. So I can't wait to go back to Ireland. No, I'm joking. I did not try any New York crack. But thank you so much for the super chat. And says to your next coffee. Thank you so much. I might feature a coffee if we pass by an interesting coffee shop while we're walking around. Thank you so much, Leanne. I appreciate that. Hope all is well in Galway. Hey, Dolores says, I'm watching with my mom, Winnie. She loves the way you take a bite of something and then go, I'm glad, Winnie. Thank you so much for tuning in, Winnie and Dolores. That's so awesome. I appreciate that. I gotta put on my sunglasses. I'm walking in the direction of the sun. So bear with me. I ran a 10K today, says Sean. Wow, Sean, that is impressive. Congratulations. Crack is where it's at, says Plum. Indeed. Let me know how's Ireland in Christmas time for all the Irish viewers out there. Where's the best city to visit for Ireland in Christmas? Or anywhere. Let us know. What is the best city that you know of outside of New York that's great for Christmas? Hello to all the Slovak people out there, says Otto. Hey, Otto. Thank you so much for watching from Slovakia. I appreciate you tuning in. My two brothers are 5'9". One has very long feet, so wear size 13 and a half shoes, says Dwayne. Oh, no, Dwayne. Yeah, once you start going to 13 and above, it gets trickier. Wendy says London is the best place. Winnipeg is the best place, says Sean, in his perspective. Best city is where you are. Well, aside from New York, let us know. Aspen, says Ron. For skiing, yes. I'm not sure about Christmas. Let us know. Paris must be wonderful in Christmas. Oh, I know. Ooh, I can believe it. Kay says Kilkenny's all lit up. DC and Philly are good for the holidays. Indeed they are, yeah. Indeed they are. I can't imagine. Antarctica, says Wendy. Might be a little bit tough to get down there. Well, it is summer in Antarctica, so it's actually not tough to get down there. Actually, wow, thinking about that. This is the time to go to Antarctica. Maybe I should seize the day, head down to Chile, visit Super Urbanist Irene, and then go on a cruise to Antarctica. Leanne says, I wouldn't mind swapping places with you, Ariel. Xmas markets here in Galway. Leanne, New York is waiting. Hey, Wendy. Wendy says, love them views. Bath looks good at Christmas, says Rosalind. Yeah, Rosalind. I always pronounce your name like in Spanish, but Rosalind, yes. St. Augustine, Florida, says Teresa. Ah, interesting. One of the oldest cities in the U.S. I think the oldest city in the U.S., actually. Here's Industry Kitchen. Here they have like a crazy expensive pizza made with gold flakes. Hey, Gary. Gary says, don't tell Susie, but this is her coffee money for tomorrow. Oh, Gary, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. I appreciate that. I don't want to deprive Susie of any coffee, so thank you so much for the super chat. Gary's referring to his wife, Susie. The most famous Galway jacket. This is indeed the Galway jacket, yes. I fell in love with the Galway jacket, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. You know what, Ed Sheeran, that classic song by Ed Sheeran. The Galway Jackets. Right, that's how it goes? It's a great song. Ronald recommends Chernobyl. Well, yeah, that's for some tourists out there, that sounds like perfect. Ethiopia is good, says Feng. Oh, what happens in Ethiopia? I know Ethiopia is a Christian country. Let us know what happens in Christmas in Ethiopia. I'm curious. Dwayne says, I remember in 1970s fashion, houndstooth jackets were common. Oh, cool. Ariel, what if I sprout a tree branch in that greenhouse thing? Yes, the restaurant might be in for a rude surprise if that ends up happening. So we're going to Wall Street. Wall Street. Where's the Wall Wall of Wall Street? Right down there is the terminal for the ferry, or the main hub of the ferry system. It's Pier 77. You can go to Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and not yet Staten Island. It's kind of a bummer. Staten Island, you have to take the ferry on the other side. I wish they would just do a Staten Island stop here as well to make it easy. Que hermoso día. So now we are going on Wall Street. Cue the music from the TV show Succession. I'll take a margarita pizza, says Dwayne. If you want super magical Christmas place, go to Rovaniemi. Rovaniemi. Where's Rovaniemi? Is that Italy? Italy, Lauren? Qué hermoso día, dice Nomades. What a beautiful day. Sí, es precioso hoy el día. Por ahora se va a poner bien oscuro porque estamos entrando en medio de la ciudad, aquí en los cañones de Nueva York. It is a gorgeous day, however, now it's about to get very dark because we're entering the skyscraper canyons of New York. You know, New York doesn't get too dark, luckily, because of the different zoning restrictions that they implemented when they started building Midtown. But unfortunately, here in downtown, this was pre-zoning laws, and the buildings just cover the sun. They block out the sun. So we are immersed in the cloud of darkness while we walk here in the streets of New York. Janina says, Ariel, what kind of sports are you into? I don't really watch sports. I don't really play sports. The only thing I am is a good sport, but that's it. That's it. I used to play handball a lot, New York City style handball, which is also played in Ireland. It's one of the other few countries that has it. Are you on landfill? We are technically on landfill, and I'll show you why. We have a street sign right over there. And what does this street sign say? We have two street signs. What does this intersection say? Ladies and gentlemen, tell us. We got Wall Street and we got Water Street. What do these words mean? Is it because there was a man called John Waters who owned land over here, and there was a dude called Joseph Wall? No. No. There was no John Waters there, and there was no Joseph Wall. Wall Street is called because there used to be a wall here. As I said, New Yorkers are not too creative with their names. It's generally just history. And Water Street is called Water Street this way. It's because this used to be the actual waterfront. The water was right over here. And all this that we were just walking is landfill, all of it. That's where the water wall was at. Well, yeah, you can read it that way if you want to. Luckily, it's not Wonder and Wall Street. Wonderwall. The original coastline of Manhattan says Dutch Malls. Yes, Dutch Malls. Nice to see you here. Everyone, check out Dutch Malls for a lot of Brooklyn content. He also covers other parts of the New York City. Right here, the water line. Marlin there on the waterfront. Marlin might as well be here because we're on the waterfront right now. Hey, Mark, nice to see you here. Mark, hope your birthday was awesome. Will you be going to Diker to see the lights? Oh yeah, I'll be at Diker to see the lights. Stay tuned for Diker Heights lights. Diker Heights lights. Say that 10 times over. I'll take all my might to see Diker Heights lights. Scott is quoting Marlon Brando's On the Waterfront. I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender. Hey, Max, good day from Arizona. Max, I'm jealous of your weather. Can you send some over here, please? Well, it depends where in Arizona. Remind me, what area in Arizona are you from, Max? Are you in the scorching hot earth part of the Arizona, or are you in the cold, wintry pine tree Arizona? Let us know. Hey, maybe Art says, you're so good at what you do. There's no way you're not going to make it big. There's no way to hold your talent back. Keep on walking and talking. You'll find, and success will find you. You are epic, says Maybe. Oh, maybe you were right, baby. Thank you so much for that beautiful compliment. The Flatiron Building is ahead. Yeah, let me show it to you. This is not the Flatiron Building, though it has the same shape. This is the Cocoa Exchange Building, aka the Continental Hotel from John Wick. And you see these guys moving art around? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to be part of a heist. All right, time to get my gear out. All right, let's go. John Wick style. I'm not sure how they're carrying. I'm not sure if that's expensive art, but they're really carrying it out in the open. So here's the Continental Hotel. I am very tempted to buy this restaurant space and make the first Urbanist cafe here. I can't even take a video steadily. Ariel does it with ease, says Dory. Well, I'm using the gimbal, luckily. Who were they the same architects? No, these were not the same architects as the Flatiron Building. This was built in 1911, 1910. I did a recent history video. It was that first decade of the 1900s, after the Flatiron Building. No. Flatiron Building was... No, it was after the Flatiron Building. After the Flatiron Building. So this is after it. So this might have been this part of the Flatiron. Though there has been triangular buildings all around New York and a few other cities for quite a long time. So I don't think the Flatiron is necessarily super unique. in that context. It's just the most famous triangular building. You will not be wandering anymore, so no cafe, says Din Din. Well, I wouldn't be running the cafe personally. I'll have to collaborate with someone to run the cafe. Everyone, slam that like button right now. And let me know if you're on team like. Coffee recommendation here, La Colombe. Highly recommend going to La Colombe. It's a great cafe. Great cafe. And there's Buenos Aires. Bienvenidos. Is Keanu out and about? I'm not sure where Keanu Reeves. I think he's based in LA. He doesn't strike me as a guy who hangs out too much in New York City, though there are photos of him taking the subway. There's actually a few photos of him taking the subway, so he might have an apartment here. I can make you crepes of all sorts for your cafe, says Janina. Ooh, that sounds like an interesting proposition. That sounds quite like a decent proposition. Wendy says, Keanu Reeves is there behind you. Oh, in spirit he is, in spirit. Stay tuned, everyone, for the eventual live video with Keanu Reeves. Did you hear about Bradley Cooper being mugged on the subway? Yeah, that happened a few years ago. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he got mugged because he's very recognizable. But this was many years ago, so I think this might have been before he became super famous with Hangover. But yeah, unfortunately he did. It's a bit sad to hear. But he got out unscathed, and he wasn't mugged because he actually ran away from the guy and called the police. Where are you off to now? We're going to Wall Street. Can't wrap my head around another Matrix movie. Oh, I'm so hyped for it. Wow, this is a lot fuller than I remember from last year. It's like tourists are coming back or something. It's so much fun to watch this live while riding the subway, says Dutch. Oh, I'm so glad, Dutch. Why is it so full? What's happening here? Oh, I think there might be a commercial being filmed here or something like that. No. Yeah, there's a commercial here. Christine, thank you so much for 100 stars. I appreciate you. Some type of commercial.
Please keep walking. Keep walking.
Doesn't seem to be a big film shoot. They have a lot of extras, but they have very kind of small little tiny cameras. This, I think, is a fake taxi, maybe.
They definitely are.
Yeah, this is a fake taxi. You can tell from the license plate. If you ever needed more proof that we're living in the Matrix, here it is. So these are also fake police cars. And there is a way to tell. I think, no, they're not. I'm sorry. Veronica says that they all have face masks on. They do indeed. Yeah. I'm not sure. This does not strike me as a feature film. It might be a commercial. They have a lot of extras, so they really want to give the vibe of it, be very full. You can walk too, be in the movie or a commercial, indeed. Ron says use the password. This does not strike me as a feature film, so the password will not work. Ronald is mentioning, I did behind the scenes for a major feature film before, and I ended up using that. There's a term that you can use to tell everyone, hey, I'm here to shoot behind the scenes. I won't let you know what it is because it could be used to abuse. But I actually used it on a subsequent live video where I was walking around and I saw a Brazilian telenovela being filmed in Central Park. And I said that term and I just got it right in. So there we go. Yeah. That's a film. And let me show you Christmas decorations. Karen, you do not need to fast forward because here we are. The Christmas tree. So this goes to show, if you've seen any show that takes place in New York City, what comes to mind is a show like Sex and the City, where a few times the characters are walking on the street. This happens also with Dash and Lily, any type of film or TV show that has characters walking in the New York City street. They always exaggerate how many pedestrians are there because I don't think there's that many pedestrians. It's very rare there are, unless if it's some type of major event like the Rockefeller Center tree. You usually don't see that many pedestrians as you do in film sets where they exaggerate all the extras. And here you can see it looks way too exaggerated in my opinion. But I get it, in the film you have to have a sense of hyper reality, so you have to hype up certain things. Shayla says your cheeks are so rosy and nice. Oh, thank you so much. It is a bit cold. Zap says, I wonder why they do that. In terms of film, there's always need to, what is called hyper reality. They need to kind of exaggerate things just a tad, so they can, so it comes off film on camera better. Paul says, too fake. They have the extras walk in the loop. That's when, if you're a very astute film watcher, yeah, sometimes you'll be able to notice, oh wait, this extra appeared like 5 times in this one scene. Do you see anyone famous? No, Veronica. That better be Dash and Lily season 2. That better be Netflix. Here's the Christmas tree in Wall Street. Lots of tourists around, says Felix. Indeed, they are. Yeah, lots of tourists around. It's a little one. Yeah, this tree is pretty tall, actually. It's probably the second biggest one, I think, in the city. Hey, Rene, greetings. New York, welcome. Nice to see you here. So yeah, there's the Fearless Girl, which might not last too much longer. So do take your photos with the Fearless Girl ASAP. And under the tree we have a menorah. Beautiful tree over here. Is the 98th annual tree lighting. 98 years there has been a tree here. Wow. Loving this live, really cool, says Henry. Oh, so cool. That makes me feel like Christmas, says Melody. This is making me feel like Christmas. And Kwanzaa, too. So cool. Perfect for a photo, yeah. Why is a fearless girl leaving? She has already instilled too much fear into the establishment. That's why. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I'm not sure why they want to kick her out. But that was the recent news. If anyone knows the reason, do let us know. And Festivus for the rest of us, says Paul. Yes, indeed, making a reference to Seinfeld's version of Christmas. Because most of Seinfeld's characters, I think all of them were Jewish Americans. So yeah, Festivus for the rest of us. They were like secular Jewish Americans. Yeah, it's a very fun show. Let me know, what episode is that? I gotta check it out myself. Festivus. Can we see the mighty bull, says Ron. All right, let's stop at the Mighty Bull for our final stop. That episode is called The Strike. Thank you. Festivus for the rest of us. PGH, nice to see you here. Welcome, PGH.
Where the hell did you go?
It's starting to feel a lot like Christmas. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Season 9, Season 10. Oh, thank you so much. Janina says coffee is important. I won't be featuring coffee today because I'm heading to a brunch that will be featured in a TikTok video. But stay tuned for coffee will be featured in upcoming episodes. Next on Urbanist, Ariel drinks a coffee One man, one desire. He's seeking the most caffeinated coffee in all of New York. Coming soon to a theater near you. Susie says, I'm singing along with you. Plum says, sing some more. There is no singing in this broadcast. This is a serious broadcast where we do not sing, we do not laugh, and we do not dance nor cry. This is serious. You should start a Christmas themed walk. George, this is indeed a Christmas themed walk. Indeed it is. You're here. Welcome. Right over here. Dwayne says, I'd love to see that movie. Bella says, great Marvel voice you have. Marvel does not use a voiceover, but thank you. I know, the movie trailer voice does sound similar to Thanos. Kristen says, do I like Blue Bottle Coffee? Yeah, I do really love them. I love them for their hot coffee drinks. I do not recommend them for cold brews. I think their cold brews are a bit lackluster, and they serve in such tiny cups. So I would not recommend them for cold brews. Or cold coffees, period. But for hot drinks, they are awesome. Plum says, this is a serious broadcast. Indeed it is. Is this the first time we've heard your singing voice as Lorraine? Lorraine, I never sing. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Lorraine. I'm not sure what you heard. Those are just rumors. Just rumors, Lorraine. Hey, Dutch. Dutch says, you should join me in Bay Ridge for some coffee and Christmas home sometime soon. Oh, cool, Dutch. Let's do it. Good drink, good life. Coffee is hot, wonderful smell, says JK. Yes, indeed. Popular music by the Bull. Let's play some music from Urbanist and show you the Bull. Wait, I got the perfect song. So there it is, everyone. Copious amounts of ball touching here at the Bull. Everyone wants a pick of the Bull's balls. They're touching it all up on those balls. The balls are so shiny now. Susie says next year a Christmas album? Maybe, maybe. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's cross over here. This should close traffic over here, but thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, Mighty Bull said left a $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Janice says buy all, gross. Touching the bull's balls? Well, yeah, it's a holiday tradition here in New York City. It brings good holiday spirit to all of you. La pelota says, exactamente los aguacates. If you're Mexican, they're touching the bull's aguacates. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back soon on search for the most caffeinated coffee in all of New York. If you want to see a Guggenheim 360 VR tour, that'll be posted tomorrow. Become a patron. There's a lot of videos from Italy, Ireland, and Greece, and Mexico, all up on that Patreon. Or YouTube, pressing that join button, or Facebook, pressing that become a supporter button. Facebook is actually giving $20 bonus all the way through the end of December for every new supporter. And also they're doubling stars as well, but no longer with a goal. They're just doubling stars, period, which is awesome because we reached those 4 goals. So thank you everyone who's been sending stars, and thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.